Hi everyone, Scott here. In this video, I'm going to go over using the Windows defragment tool. This is really good for kind of helping to clear up a little bit of space on your hard drive, but it also makes your system read your hard drive files a little bit faster. Over time, the way your system saves data, some files will eventually become kind of fragmented on the disk, where they're not saved into a continuous section of the disk. They'll end up being broken up into pieces spread out throughout the disk, which then take your system more time to read, because it has to read through one section, jump to a new part of the disk, read the next section, jump to the next part of the disk to read the final section. The more fragmented things are, the slower your system becomes, as it has to work a lot harder to find all of the data that it's reading. So the disk defragmenter will help to restore those files to one section, so it's all combined in one place, so that when it tries to read those files or that data, it doesn't have to jump around the hard drive. And to run the defragmenter, we come here to our Start menu, go into All Programs, Accessories, System Tools, and Disk Defragmenter. And it's usually best to go ahead and analyze it first. This will tell you how fragmented your files are, how fragmented your drive is as a whole, and it'll kind of show you how much benefit you get out of defragmenting it, where it'll combine everything. If you're not very fragmented, then defragging won't help much. And if you run this often, you really don't get fragmented very much. Usually I think anything below 3 or 4% wouldn't really give you much benefit in defragging. But if you're at 5, 6, or higher percentage, you can usually get at least a little bit of benefit, a little bit more speed out of defragging that data. Usually, this defrag is set up to run about once a week. You can, of course, go in and change that so you only run it once a month, or you can run it every 3 days. It kind of depends on how much use you put your system through, how much data you're saving and editing and resaving and stuff like that. A big thing that causes fragmentation in your data is if you install and uninstall a lot of programs constantly. Every time you uninstall, you free up a section of space on your hard drive that it's going to start putting files into or new programs into until that space is filled, and then it has to jump to the next available space. So if you have 3 different programs installed and you uninstall the second one, it'll fill that space again, but then it butts into the start of your third program. So to continue saving, it has to jump over the third program to get to new free space. And that's how things start to get fragmented. So you can see here I'm only at 1% fragmented. It won't really do me any good right now to defrag, but again, if I saw that at 5, 6%, I would definitely want to go ahead and do it. Right now, it wouldn't be enough benefit for me to waste the time on it, but if I did want to, it's really automated. So you hit defrag, you might have to click OK once or twice, and it'll kind of automatically go through and do everything for you. Once you're done, usually it'll show you your end results, what it was able to do for you. And it never hurts, even after defragging it, if it doesn't show you a reduced percentage, go ahead and analyze it again to refresh this, and it should get it down below 2%. Right now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to configure your schedule. Usually it's set up to go once a week. Like I said, you can change that daily or monthly. You can set the specific day of the week and the time. Usually you'll want to set this at a time where you're not likely to be using the computer, because it does use some of your resources. Like it'll use your hard drive, the end space, the last little bit of space that's available, usually about 10 or 15%, to help restructure the data on the hard drive to make it all continuous. So it'll be constantly reading and writing to the hard drive. It'll be constantly using some of your RAM and your processor to complete this defragmenting. So it is best, like I said, to do this at a time when nobody's going to be using this system at all. If you have multiple hard drives installed, you can set it to do multiples. Usually I've seen if I have 2 or 3 hard drives and they're all running Windows operating systems, I'll do the defragment within each on its own. So Like for my C drive, I boot into my C drive operating system and run it only for my C drive. And if I had, like a D drive as an internal hard drive, or an actual hard disk, I would boot into that drive in order to run it for that drive alone, so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and cancel because I like having mine set up Wednesday mornings. And so that is essentially how you use your disk defragmenter and some information on what exactly it does for you. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, feel free to comment below, and I will see you in my next video.